discussing with Sheung on something very that I believe most of us will be interested in, because this show is basically a digital business show. We talk things that relate to digital business, and there are many ways for us to make money online. For those of you who have been thinking and dreaming about opportunities to make money online, you are just not aware about how many opportunities out there. So creating and launching software product is one of those um, very lucrative areas of getting involved in digital marketing. And Sheung, like several of our African brothers now, is one of those guys who have been there, done that, and who are setting the stage. And I'm especially happy to have him here today. So Sheung, welcome again. So tell us, let's get straight to it. We try to make it a big back and forth. I talk a lot, so try to get your own in too. You let me do all the talking. All right.
Okay.
So feel free to interrupt me at any time, because this is the I love a lively show. So how long have you been a digital marketer?
Well, it's almost 11 years now.
Wow.
So
How old
I
are you, by
started.
the way? Can you tell us? Can you tell us how old you are?
I'm
Don't answer it.
27 years old. I'm 27
How
years
old?
old.
20.
27.
And you
27.
started 11 years ago.
Yes, at the age of 17.
Wow, guys, did you guys hear that? He started at the age of 17. You are never too young to start this. In fact, I wish I knew this when I was 25. I started at the age of 50. That's why they call me the granddaddy of internet marketing. All of them are younger than my first son. Okay, my first son is 34. So they look at me, they just feel sorry for me sometimes. Okay, that is daddy. Let me just mess it for him. So if you're out there, you are never too young. Um, um, because many of us, I'm not saying education is wrong. I'm not saying don't go get your degree. Sheung did go back and did get his education. Okay. But my point is, you cannot rely on that paper education anymore. Now we've had lots of people who get degrees in Africa, at a place like Nigeria, for 5, 6, 7 years. You don't have a job because there's no jobs, number one. Number two, because your degrees don't really mean what they used to mean in those days. So the sooner you get something going on yourself, even while you are still in school, the faster you are going to be out of the what I call the struggle race. Congrats, Sheung, man. That is some. So 11 years. You are my senior in this game. Oh. I should be
No.
changed when I see you. Eh? All right.
Well,
In your 11-year journey, can you tell us some of the niches you have dabbled in and what are the kind of products?
okay. Okay, it's something I like to share with people anytime I have the opportunity to discuss this, because now we all know the way the country is and Africa as a whole. You just have to add something. The certificate, just like you said, is actually important, but trust me, you need more than that to put food on your table and live the kind of life that you actually want to live. So this I discovered at the very early stage of my life. I've always had that determination that I will never work for anyone. I don't want to work for anybody. I want to make my own money on my own terms. I know it might not be easy, but I know definitely with time I'm going to get there. So it all started when I was in SS3, like I was preparing for my WAEC and all that. So I was planning to travel out like every young guy. But then there was this financial situation that happened then. So I couldn't get the money to travel out. So that was what really affected me then, that why do I even have to depend on parents to get money to do things myself? So it was then I started reading a new. From there, I learned a lot about business opportunities, and then I started reading a lot of things because I was very young then. I couldn't go for seminar. What will I tell my parents like I'm going for? They're not going for a jam tutorial or something. So what will you say that you're going for a business meeting or what? At what age? At a point, I had to even lie to my dad that we are going for an excursion in Lagos. That was the first time I will attend a seminar. So there, I even sold the products. Just like I said, one thing that really helped me in life is that I don't wait to the right time, like wait for everything to be perfect before I get started. The little thing I have, I keep going on with it, and with time, you get better at whatever you're doing. So this really helped me a lot at my early stage. That same day that I went for my first seminar, I sold products live at the training because I already read about how to sell products online. So I just
Wow.
packaged some PLR into CDs. The training was hosted by Aki Alabi in 2009. So I packaged those CD. I was staying in Ibadan there. I had to travel to Lagos through bus and all that. At the end of the day, I sold the CD for 1,000 naira each. So when the organizer of the event saw me, he was so shocked that what is a small boy looking for here? Because then it's it was old guys that were there like, "Ah, what do I need money for and all?" But he was really impressed. In fact, because of that day, he didn't even sell his own material at all. He told people to purchase my own products. So I
Wow.
was really, really happy that day. So that was the first time I made money from this online business. I made like 35,000 naira that day. So it
Wow.
feels good and all that. And before I know it, the rest they say is story. At the age of 17, I made my first 1 million from the internet. And
Wow.
since then,
What did you do? Well, tell us about that, your first 1 million. What were you selling?
Okay, actually, I started following this same man, Aki Alabi, then. He was into information marketing and all
By the way,
that.
the guy is a member of the House of Reps now, right?
Yes, Honorable Otumba Aki
Yes.
Alabi.
Honorable Olowo. I
Yes,
mean, right.
yes. So he has been my mentor from day one and always there to assist me. So then I started doing information marketing. I go to seminars, I sell CDs. And trust me, I don't even have a laptop then. So I see people giving lame excuses that I don't have this, I don't have that, so I can't get started, I don't have money. I don't believe in all those things. At times people walk up to me and tell me I don't have money. Go and work, get a job. Just do something.
Thank you.
Yes, because I do tell people when people see me, they say I look like Ajebo and all that. But trust me, I've actually worked and I was getting paid 4,000 naira per month.
Wow.
And none of my family member even know about it. But why was I doing that? Because I needed capital to start my business. And I don't need people won't even give you money for like just that 50,000 naira to start my information marketing business. And trust me, that first 1 year, I made 1 million plus
Wow.
in business. So
Wow.
what I was doing was just, now since I'm up back then, all I needed to do was just to place a classified advert in newspaper, put my account details there, what I was selling and all that. People start paying into your account. Email autoresponder there. What we were using was just SMS, bulk SMS to reply them and all that. So it was still a kind of manual then, but I was making the money. So over the years, I grew from there into setting up my own businesses and floating other businesses as well. And now they run
Now,
into
hold on
millions
a
of
second
people
before I
a
wanted
month.
to teach something there. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Hold on a second. See, you mentioned a very important point here,
Okay.
that you started making money because you put something out there.
Yes.
Right? You put something out there. Guys,
Sure.
I hope you are listening to the trick to making money online. There's somebody out there in the world who will pay you for whatever it is you are selling. Don't listen to those who are telling you your stuff is not good, your stuff is not great. It may not be good for them, but there's somebody that product, as useless as you think it is perfect for in the world. And you are never going to get paid until you ask somebody to give you money. It's just simple. You can't say nobody paid you money when you have not asked them to pay you, right? You tell people, pay me, they pay you money. All right, but you don't ask, you can be there forever and not make any money. Go on. So what are the niches that you have tried in your journeyman days before we come back to software launching?
Okay, so like I say, I'm a go-getter and I don't listen to people when they tell me I can't do something. I always try to do things on my own terms. And I don't believe there's something that is too hard that you can't do on your own. That's like one of my major success secrets. Fine, I tried to learn a lot of things on my own. So the very first thing I started was information marketing. From there, I moved to Google AdSense. 2010, I did a lot about Google AdSense that year, and I was really making lots of money in dollars. And how did I get to know about it? I saw other guys doing it. Then I did the research on my own to started building news blog. I started generating income from Google AdSense. But I learned a very powerful lesson that year. Exactly November 27, my account was shut down with almost 15,000 euros there.
Wow,
That money
15,000 euros.
Yes, 15,000 euros. So
Wow.
because that time, unlike now that things are easy, you can withdraw from Google Access to your Pioneer account, you can do that. But then you have to receive check. It takes Google 30 days to send you the check. It takes another 30 days to clear the check in your DOM account. So it's a long process there. So I was hoping that okay, with this money, I'm going to get my first car, do a lot of things. But then my account got shut down.
Wow.
All efforts to get across to Google that time, they said there is nothing they can do about it. Then I left my first lesson, which I've always abide to in this world, or let's say this life generally, is that number one, I will always put my money where my mouth is. And any business that I cannot control the income, like the money is not coming to me directly, I will never do such business. And that's why over the past 11 years, the kind of businesses I do are the business that the money goes directly to my account, and I will never be at the mercy of any business organization. That was the hard lesson I learned from Google then. So I moved away from Google, then I went into importation business, which majorly everybody are now into now. And trust me, we are one of the to start importation in Nigeria. That time we are selling a report called 18K laptop. How you can get your brand new laptop for 18,000 naira. Me and my partner Olaide Harling. So that was the next thing I moved into. I did a lot of sales with that product, information product. Then later I divert into full e-commerce business. Right now I own a 7-figure e-commerce store that does millions every single month. Like we do millions every single month. When I say
Wow.
millions, 5, 10 million every
Well,
single
you want
month.
to share that e-commerce
E-commerce
address
business.
to them? Maybe people can go patronize you. Or
I'm busy right now. I'm not holding trainees though. I need to have
okay.
time. Because
I've got
anybody that comes for my one-on-one training, I charge as high as 500,000 to 1 million. That's just the truth.
Baba,
So,
are you just hearing? All right. Are
so
you just hearing? Joe Ogudele is charging 500,000 to 1 million for training, and I'm doing my own for free. You see how my life is, guys? You see my life? Eh? Where I don't All right, let's come back to software development. Okay. This is
okay, so
software is just an area, guys. Those of you listening out there, software is just an area or one area that you can go into business on the internet and make money for yourself. And Sheung has more or less been dominant in that area in addition to every other thing else is doing. So what can you explain to us a bit what software development for the global market, what exactly does that mean in the context that we are doing it? Yeah.
okay. Now, when we talk about software development, now, a lot of people think it's all about building all this desktop application that you actually use in the offices and all that. Now, when we launch software on the international marketplace, the main thing is to automate business processes or a software that provides solutions to people in the real life world that they can use in their business or in their internet marketing business as well. So these are the kind of softwares that we provide to people. And before we provide software, we don't just build software anyhow. It has to meet a particular solution. It has to provide a particular solution to a problem, like existing problem in the marketplace, that it has to solve real life problem. Let me just put it that way. So it's not just about developing all sort of software. And developing software doesn't mean you have to be a coder actually. Although I used to be a software developer in the past, I developed school applications like university application, like which I still manage to today. But trust me, ever since I've been launching my software on the international platform, I've never wrote a single line of code.
Do you guys get that? You don't
So,
have to be a coder to be able to
yes,
write, to be able
you
to
don't
own
have to be,
software on an
yeah, you
international
don't have
level.
to be a coder to get started. The most important thing is to have an idea of what you want to actually put out in the marketplace. And trust me, when I started this journey, I lost money. Trust me, a lot of it, because I was
Like
trying
all of
to
us.
because I was trying to do it the hard way. And then when there was just no practical guide that can put you through this thing. And I remember that day I got doctors, I think was it email or Facebook Live, I can't remember.
Launchify 360.
Yes, yeah. It was no, it was even the before the Launchify 360, there was a free webinar you did.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was actually that webinar I attended. I didn't even like, I was not interested in the old gists. I was just waiting for the end of the story. Okay, this is the package and this is how much you're going to get it. If you remember, I was the first person to pay for it that day.
Yeah,
Because
I remember. I remember.
because
I remember.
I've invested so much in a guide on this thing. So after dissecting the whole thing, I understand it's perfectly well because you know the internet is just like a cabal. It's not something you can enter on your own. You just needed a lot of
Exactly.
things.
Exactly.
So at the end of the day, I learned about how you can actually develop software from a lot of places, marketplace where you can actually even buy existing softwares, work on it, modify it, and launch it into the marketplace. So that was actually how I got started with my ever first launch, Omni Engine, and went on and did $81,000 in 7 days. So since
Yes.
then, it's a very good.
Yes, fantastic. In fact, I remember that, and I'm coming back to it in a minute, and I'm so excited that this is not even the first time you have said it, so I really appreciate you mentioning that. Guys, it is not hard. We have a lot of people who are struggling for peanuts in Africa right now, where once you get the blueprint, following it is easier, because Sean has probably been doing a lot more than I even do in terms of internet before. But what he was saying is that when he wanted to go here, he didn't have a blueprint. He didn't have something that he can follow. The minute he got his hands on that my package, he's doing it better than me now. I should have charged him more for that package. The package, yeah, because I see his work when he brought out Omni Engine by himself. He didn't even need any guru. He didn't call me to say, come and help me get a JV manager. If he learned how to do it from watching that package. Because some of those white guys that you think are impossible to get, you will be surprised if you approach them right, if you know what to do. I was surprised. He didn't just get one, he got two. If I remember, you had two JV managers for that long. I'm like, wow. Yes, I'm like, how did this guy do it? You know, and then many people have been doing this since then. So you guys, if you're out there also in the marketplace and you are thinking about going into software business, it's easier than you think. Sean just explained, you don't have to be a coder yourself. You only need to know what you want to do. There's a step-by-step process everywhere now that you can get. I'm going to give you a link to one now. And then you simply execute. Can you give me an idea? You just had him. Omni Engine is very first product launch. Over $81,000. It's not happening. I know. I have verified it. Okay. I myself did about $400,000 with my first one. We have people like Victory Akpomedai who easily, routinely, 200, 300,000 per launch now. He's done over $1 million before. I'm talking dollars, guys, not naira. And we are talking 7 days span. They are not magicians. They follow a process. And all you need to do is there to follow it. Don't wait for perfection. I'm going to give you a gift later. I'm going to give you a gift later in the show. So wait till the end of the show. But for now, I want to just post that link for that my step-by-step blueprint that anyone can use to create and launch their own software on the internet. For those of you who might be watching this and who might happen to be interested in that. It may not be for everybody, but I'm telling you, this product has led to many people. If you in my webinar page, which you will get, I think somewhere in the book, also in the package, also you will see testimonials of guys like Sheung who have done great things just by following that step-by-step thing. Then improving on it. I think Sheung should bring it out his own soon, so that I can buy that, because Sheung has improved on my processes, right? And Sheung is selling his own training.
Yes, sir.
$500,000, $1 million now. And there's value.
Yes.
I'm not going to say $1 million is too much to pay him. That is less than $3,000. You can launch and you can do $100,000 with his training. Why wouldn't you pay him $1 million? So I have no problem with that. Because some of you look at it and say, why are they charging this big money? Victory, for instance, charges, I think, about $500,000 or $600,000 for its affiliate 3-day training. Some say it's expensive. No, it's not. Because once you learn the tricks, it's going to show you that. The next week, you can make that money back. And you make it every week. And you can go on to actually do very well for yourself. Now, Sean, I wanted to walk me through the in a summary form because I think I'm actually running out of time here, and I see I have like 3 or 4 questions. What are the 3 or 4 or 5 steps you think people need to take if they want to create their own software? Then we're going to come to launching quickly.
Okay. Okay. So now, when it comes to creating software, the first thing is you need the idea. You have to have the idea of what you want to create. And when I mean you have to have the idea of what you want to create, you don't just think in your head that, okay, I want to sell this software. It doesn't work that way. Or else the launch will even fail before you even start it. So the best way to do is see what others are doing. Now, what I keep telling people in life is this: there's nothing you want to do in this life that someone has not done before. So all you have to do is to model after what they've done, improve on it, and come up with your own version. That's the easiest way to come up with the product to launch in the market space. And when you see especially top guys creating a product in this niche to sell, it means they've done their assignments. They've done all the hard work for you, so you don't even have to go around doing all those things. So you just have to see what they have developed, see how you can improve on it. Now, let's say there are like 5 softwares on the live. Let me just give you an example. Let's say I want to build an email autoresponder. I've seen like 5 guys launching this kind of software. What I do is that I pick the 5 products together, look at the features, then see a way I can match those features together in just one app. Now, that is awesome and it's unique because instead of, it's like buying 5 products for the price of 1. Now you have more features, which just one of those products doesn't have. So that's the edge you have over those products. So once I have the idea done, the next thing I do is to actually go over to Marketplace. There are freelance websites where coders are. Just like I said, you don't have to be a coder. Like I've never wrote a single line of code for all the software. So far, I have like 11 launches so far, if not more than that. So and I've never for once write a single line of code. So what I do is that I write my product documentation, which consists of what I want the software to do. Now, once you list out all these things, as okay, I'm a little bit techy, so I make use of a software that design prototype. The prototype is very easy, so that it's just a drag and drop tool that you can use to draw how you want your app to work. Fine, if you can't do that, no problem. You can just have a video call with the programmer, tell them this is what I want to develop. Or at times, if you have a similar software that does that same thing, just show them a sample that they should watch this thing. This is exactly what you want. So these are the ways you communicate your idea to your. Once you have a programmer on ground, then the next thing is to give them the documentation so they can work with it. You guys will agree on how you want to work. Some work based on milestone. For every successful part of this software that I develop, you pay me so amount of money. Why some they charge per hour, some charge you a lump sum. So it all depends on what you want to go for. But to me, I prefer you pay on milestone or you pay a lump sum if you know that what you're developing is not that expensive. So at the end of the day, once you put all these things together, they develop it for you. Once they develop the software, the next thing is beta testing. Now, software is not something you just create and you just launch like that. You need to test to ensure that it works the exact way you actually want the software to work. So once you get beta testing, you can easily get people to test your software. You can post on your Facebook. You need your friends to test this software for you. And at the end of the day, they can also give review, which you can use on your sales page when you are marketing the software. So they do the review for you. So once you're done with the testing, then your product is actually ready to launch. And trust me, your product doesn't have to be 100% perfect. You just have to get it right and make sure that everything is working fine. Even the biggest software developer companies in the world, that is why we get updates. Like, have you for once think about why do your phone keep updating? It's because there are some bugs on this phone and they notice later on and they have to update it. So the same way software development works too. Nobody can build a perfect software. So that's one thing you need to know. You only need to keep working on it as you build a software. You keep adding more features, keep removing the bugs and working on the software. So don't let anybody deceive you that you have to have a perfect software. Nobody on this planet, and I quote, you can quote me anywhere, nobody on this planet can tell you that my software is perfect and no bug is there. So once you have that at the back of your mind, you know you can move on from there. So those are the things you need to put in place when it comes to creating a software.
You guys can see that I didn't interrupt him for a good 10, 15 minutes. You know, I myself, I was captivated. All right, so some of you may have to slow down this video when you are watching it. You have to rewind a little bit because the man just put down the old bullets right there. What you need, and trust me, it's not more complicated than that. What I will encourage you guys to do is, if you really want to, this is not for everybody. Creating software and launching on a global level, obviously, it's not for everybody. But if this is something that you have been thinking about, if this is something you want to do, I encourage you to try out my step-by-step comprehensive training. I mean, it's over 9 hours. All right, Seun swears by it. So you know it must have value, right?
I hope the price has increased, honestly.
I'm still selling for only $9.97. Can you believe that? Yeah. So no. I know I'm going to increase it. Yeah, see? They are laughing at me, guys. You see that? But if this is because the truth of the matter is that this is probably one of the biggest packages out there in terms of how to create and launch a product. Not only do I show you step by step how to do it, I show you how to launch using my own step-by-step example. I give you the 12 parts. I gave you the list of even all the JV managers, all the affiliates. So told you how to approach them. This is all you really need. If you can take time to watch video by video, then execute. I haven't talked about the mistakes that people make when they are getting JV managers, where you can avoid, because you wouldn't even know that you are supposed to discuss some things if you are new. All right. I hope Seun, you learned a bit from that man.
It really helped me a lot. In fact, that's why I've never fallen victim of any JV.
Exactly. Your own eye was open from day one, right?
I know what to do, so I asked them. And the honest truth is that nobody will even tell you if you don't ask yourself. They just
of course, nobody's going to tell you because you paid the right. Yeah. Somebody told me I paid the price. We're going to bring Seun back for the second part of it because we're out of time and we just got another 5 minutes. I got to go. We're going to bring him back to talk about how to launch the software product itself. He's talk a bit about how to create it. And when you get the Launchify 360 package, you get the step-by-step details. Even how to launch it is in that package. But I'll bring him back because it's always good to hear from somebody who's doing it now. I'm an old man. I can't explain this stuff. Seun is young like you guys, right? He can explain how it goes. Seun, thank you so much for coming. Just two more things before we